911 at that point, it seems like everyone out there, even those like yourself who believe in America, who believe in the idea of America, looked at people like me as some type of conspiracy theorist, saying that the government could never do these things. It seems like when it was done to us, I'm just putting it out there, that, and I'm talking about, well, there's a long list of things. There's the Tuskegee experiment, where they tested syphilis on people. The CIA bringing drugs over here. At a key point in history when our people were actually standing up to defend themselves from what was going on against them. We can go on and on and on and on and on. But we discuss these things and put it out there so that people can be aware. And it seems like no one wanted to jump on board with the capability of what this government and the world governments could do until it actually happened to everyone else. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm putting it out there because now, even though 10, 15 years ago, I don't think you would probably be looking into anything like this, probably. I don't know, but am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I wasn't. I was actually from a very young age. I was always an outcast and a rebel because I knew there was something wrong with the authority and structures of systems in our entire life, whether it be in schools or in the workplace or in the government. I knew there was something wrong. It just wasn't triggered in me until 9/11 occurred. And, it was just such a massive, on that day, at least in my corner of the world, everything stood still. And, it gave me time to reflect on what was really going on. And it made it so much more, it made it a vital part of my life because it's all I do now is try to expose these things. So, it was basically a big trigger for myself and for many other people. I think
So
it
now,
made a lot of people wake up.
So now, we're not thumping our chest and being boastful in this, but now you're starting to feel and starting to experience some of the feelings of what we felt years ago. To understand that, it wasn't a big deal as long as it was happening to black people. Okay? But now I see more than ever. That's why there's an orchestrated spirit that I know that the Most High have in the earth to join people together, because this, if you, by allowing this to happen to black people, I'm just going to put it out from a social aspect. By allowing these things to happen to black people, no one ever thought that if they can do this to them, they can do this to anyone. You understand?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a good thing that I've come to this information and come to this understanding, because that's one of the big things that I've realized is that all peoples of the earth, whether we're white, black, brown, or orange, or if we're Chinese, if we're American, if we're French, we're Spanish, we all need to come together because there is one common element behind us and behind the strife between the white and the black man, and behind, just about every ill on this planet, there's a Jew behind it. And this is something that I didn't know before. I always thought...
That is true. That is really true. They are the world problem with their greedy, deceitful, devilish asses.
Enslaved blacks, and the truth was it was the Jew who enslaved the blacks.
That's absolutely right.
To a very
and then lied about the Holocaust that they caused on everyone.
The majority of the slave traders and the slave owners and the plantation owners and the ship owners were all Jews. But that made it more prominent, a more prominent feature in my life that we have to unite over this, because you look back through history and you can see the genocides that they've perpetrated against peoples all across the globe.
Trying to do it to us black people in America now.
And they either get their way by manipulating people, or they slaughter a bunch of people, and there's no escape for any of us. We can't get off this planet. We're stuck here, so we've got to work together to defeat this subversive element.
But do you think that's possible? Do you think, honestly, honestly, now listen to my question here. Don't you think they have already thought of those that might oppose it?
Absolutely.
So, do you really think that there's a chance for this thing to stand? I mean, for people to join together and actually turn the tides of something that a meticulous plan that took thousands of years to be assumed?
Yeah, I believe there is a chance. I mean, we all have to believe, we have to have faith and we have to have our hope. It's kind of what drives the human.
This is what you need to know. The light ships are here to kill these motherfuckers for what they've done. All right, it's them all over the planet that backed up the Jews. The Jews worked with the white people to enslave poor white people as well as everyone else on the planet. Now the Jews are trying to set up camp with the Mexicans and make them all remain Catholics and help them kill all this black people off the planet by not giving us employment and by putting us in those concentration camps, then putting their essays in there, and then dwindling it on down to the poor stupid ass whites who might still be hanging around that hasn't already gotten killed by other white people or by people in shootouts fighting over rations and all this stupid shit that they got set up for the world while they run underground. And they was going to run underground to those shelters they had, but they've all been destroyed. What hasn't been destroyed will be. It's a lot of chaos, but these guys, they need to be terminated. They are the ones who is causing world chaos just so they can sit their asses back with their foolish religious dogma. They own the phony Islam, they own Christianity, as well as Judaism. They tarnished all those Hebrew, African national religions, stole them for themselves, and corrupted them all. They passing laws now to permit homosexuality. All this stupid shit is the reason why all this is going on. I don't know what it says, but I'm sure it's war propaganda. No war. Okay, I'm sure. So it's getting ready to go down. These guys are going to have to be held responsible for what they've done. They've murdered and genocide all over the planet. And they plan on doing that right now here in America. And you know what? I'm not going to no fucking concentration camp. I want you to know that now. I was sent into this earth with those light ships, and I am going to kill a lot of stupid motherfuckers with the use of those light ships. And that's the reason I use so much profanity, because I am very upset with the people of the earth letting this small percentage of derelicts come on the earth and cause so much trouble where I had to come here, and then my rejection while I'm here. So, you know, it's not about ego. It's just about seeing the need to seriously clean house, and I just can't wait to get started. It's already starting, but the fires is not big enough for me yet. I like to see fires that really get y'all asses scared and paying attention. I know that.
Spirit. So I have the hope that we can bring enough people together to understand that, you know, everything bad that happens to us, or, you know, not everything bad that happens to us, but all these major events like these terrorist attacks, like enslaving people, like the problems that we see in the Middle East today in Iraq. They're pounding the war drums for Iran. The way they treat the Palestinian people. What we have to do is make everyone understand that it's like you said, you know, people didn't think it could happen to them until, you know, something like 9/11 occurred, and they've got to wake up and realize that we're all under attack, and none of us are immune. In fact, they said in their plans, they specifically laid out that they would start with China, which, by the way, is a communist country, and communism was basically founded by Karl Marx, the Jew. It's all based off of his ideologies and principles. They said they would start with China and end with America. And if we look at history, we can see their progression across the eastern countries into Europe and into the Middle East now. And the final frontier is America, and they're going to do the same thing here. And I honestly believe that if we don't bind together, there's no escaping it.
Well, I have some inside information from you. I don't know if you want to receive the information. I didn't know that I was going to go there, but I'm going to go there. I have some inside information for you, brother, brother Adam, and this inside information is coming from on high.
Amen.
I'm going to read Isaiah 13 because we need to look right here in America. And when I say that, China is going to be standing well before this place is already up in smoke. Let me read something here.
All right.
I'm going to read Isaiah the 13th chapter. And I'm at the 17th verse. It says, Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. You have to understand that there's other things happening in property while we're dealing with the 911 situation and what's going on here on a daily basis. The Lord is stirring up the Medes, which are the Persians, which is the president of Iran. China and all the communist countries, including and Russia, depends on Iranian oil. America is on the front to do what? To bring forth this prophecy that's going to come right back home. They've already let go any hopes of America ever standing again as a superpower. The Jewish people have accomplished the one world order. Now America is expendable. So all the countries, all the companies are going to wring this country dry. Globalize, move their corporations to cheap labor so they stock and store. Cheap labor in other countries. And this place is going to be total chaos, and they're preparing for.
Listen, what he's saying is true. I've been telling you all the time that it's the European governments that's breaking this country. That means that the white citizens in this country don't matter. All y'all asses walking around with y'all little head on y'all shoulders with your uppity white asses thinking that you privileged because you white. These European soldiers are already here to come over here and kill your ass, throw you in those concentration camps, and rape your woman. Everything you did to us melanated people, you are standing in a good position now to see what it feels like at the hands of yourself, because those Russian people, even though you are all the same people, they're not going to look at you that way. Like I said, you guys always find a way to dichotomize everything. Now they got into a position where all of the corporations are pulling out. You can see all the stores closing. We're not going to have food soon. Everything is going to be chaos. You know what? It'll serve you white motherfuckers real good if we all get tractor beamed up into those starships and can all sit there and watch you all eat each other. That would be so righteous. And watch you all drown and burn, and then we all get dispatched back to the earth after you all gone. And it'll be only right for all you nigga ass Christians to stay down here with them white ass Christians when all this go down.
Marshall Law.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's why they started their programs of outsourcing all the higher paying technological and intellectual jobs to other countries, and they've started moving all of our industry overseas.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why I call my website Subverted Nation, because we have literally been eaten out from the inside for really since the beginning, or even since before the founding of this country, before the Constitution was written.
The truth of the matter is, you guys were treated like shit in Europe before you came over